17 first place trophies, 8 MVP trophies, 8 appearances, soon to be 9, on the HLTV Top 20. 14 major appearances, 2 major grand finals, considered to be one of the most mechanically gifted players to ever touch the game. And yet, Niko has still never won a major.
Hey everybody, before we get into today's video, I wanted to thank our sponsor, JBL Quantum. The JBL Quantum 910 wireless headset is designed with competitive gaming in mind, and its Quantum Sphere 360 technology can help give you the edge in any game where sound matters. Whether you're trying to figure out where on earth the bomb is on Nuke, or hear footsteps in Valorant, if you play TAC FPS, you need accurate spatial audio. And there's no other headset out there with JBL Quantum's Quantum Sphere 360 tech, which uses an algorithm to accurately render virtual surround sound alongside head tracking to ensure the positional audio is always precise. Visit jbl.com/gaming to find out more. And check out the special edition Cracked episode we did about the JBL Quantum 910 wireless headset and its revolutionary 360 Quantum Sphere tech over on JBL's YouTube channel using the link in the description. Alright, let's get back to the video.
Between Niko's first ever major appearance on Mouse back in 2015 and his first major with FaZe at Krakow in 2017, Niko failed to make it out of group stages at all 5. But as we all know now, that would change half a year later at the Boston Major. Niko had just ended 2017 as the second best player in the game and continued to flex his star power into that new year.
Here we go then, it's Niko coming in, the backline takes down Chris J. All of a sudden it's flipped around once again. 2 versus 1, the world's best player up against it to stay in the game. They'll go for the fake defuse, but Niko not taking the bait. Can he finish things off? Yes he can, we're going to overtime.
However, we also all know how this story ends. Despite incredible performances all throughout the playoffs from him, Niko dipped on the first 2 maps of the grand finals. Niko did come back as FaZe's best player on Inferno, but the team collectively fell apart, losing chance after chance to close it out. For North Americans and non-FaZe fans, this was a unicorn comeback and one of the greatest stories ever told in competitive gaming. But for Niko, losing that major and getting yet another second place trophy in his young career was the start of a Counter-Strike curse, the creation of Niko's label as a choker. You see, since Niko joined the Tier 1 scene, he has come second roughly 12 different times and has been knocked out of the semifinals at least 26 times. Now, once again, Niko has lifted 17 trophies. He will go down as one of the greatest to ever play the game if he retires tomorrow. But him coming so close, but falling just short so many times is noteworthy. And it's been a conversation in the community for a very long time, especially since 4 of those roughly 38 semifinal or better finishes were at majors. Fast forward to 2021, Niko was back in the grand finals of a major. This time in Stockholm, this time against Simple, and this time on a different team, the first player to ever do so. And once again, Niko plays great throughout the playoffs, until one very specific moment. I'm not even gonna show it. Niko misses the deagle shot onto Simple on that point, and they lose in OT.
What a fight out of G2. This close. That shot. That shot. You take a shot at the GOAT, you best not miss.
A moment that may haunt Niko forever, but come on, they were facing what will go down in history as one of the best rosters in the game. His team, on the other hand, well, let's just say that he would get some much needed improvements over the next few years. It wasn't instant. The first few majors with m0NESY in the G2 lineup were abysmal, but they did win the Blast World Final in 22, as well as both Cato and Cologne in 2023. For what feels like the first time in a long while, Niko is finally starting to see some consistent success come back his way. And lo and behold, they make it to the playoffs for the first ever CS2 major. But Niko falters again. They meet a very different looking Na'Vi in the semifinals. Bad first map, great second, not good enough third, and they're out.
We need a flank. Oh no, he goes ahead of it. Oh no, it's gonna be JL a bit. m0NESY, what have you got? Misses his first, getting overrun. It looks like G2's time here in Copenhagen is over as JL racks up another 28 frags and counting. Hunter brought out. It's all on Nexa. Na'Vi pulled into the grand finals. One more kill. Wonderful gets it. Sometimes your opponent's just having a really good day.
But through the rest of last year, G2 wins IEM Dallas and 2 Blast finals, all while m0NESY is quickly establishing himself as one of the best players in the world. This really made me think that Shanghai was Niko's chance. Maybe his last, knowing his looming departure from the org. But like a broken record, a reoccurring nightmare, Niko fell apart in the semifinals against FaZe.
All Kerrigan just did was cancel out that one mishap upper. We get deep smokes from the CTs.
Dude, they keep using this tactic, and Niko keeps running into it. He caught Rain off guard once, but overall, the fast outside crosses are obvious to FaZe.
No problem. Oh, hit spotted. And he tracks it. Wow.
That's a mistake.
Wonderful rifle control out of Rops. Back turned, back turned.
Wait, his timing could be everything. Kerrigan!
Able to sweep away Hunter. Snacks now to come out from the vent. Snacks has been so key, but he will go down with nothing. And Niko looks to recover from a spot that haunts his dreams. A flash into the backside. Molly at the feet of the planter. Into the fight he'll go, but no, not today. Not versus FaZe. His head off, ready to make a trophy, but denied. Nade to the back of the site here from Niko. The wall bangs off the mark. Rain pours down from the top, and it's 2 rounds FaZe in OT.
As I said in my major wrap-up video, seeing Niko like that after the loss was tough, even if you aren't a fan of his. It's hard to see a guy with that level of skill and dedication to the game not be good enough so many times. Launder said during that match that G2 had beaten FaZe 5 times in a row leading up to this series. But when it matters most, they just couldn't do it. And then a literal teenager wins it in his 2nd attempt ever. It's hard to put into words just how crazy this so-called curse is. Now, once again, it's not like Niko can't win. I honestly don't think he's a choker when you zoom out and look at his career total. I mean, when you're a top 5 player for that long, you're bound to win some and come very close, but lose some many times. I think that's a testament to his career, if anything. But why do majors specifically elude him? Why can't he give us the performances we know he's so capable of providing in those very crucial moments? The obvious issue would be a psychological one. Being the Dan Marino of Counter-Strike isn't easy. You can argue that there's more pressure on him to perform and win than any other player, so it's impossible to know how or if he copes with that.
We took immediately vacation after this event to calm our heads, because this was our event, and it just slipped away.
Top teams like this, pretty much every team now, has sports psychologists who help players become better versions of themselves and push past walls like this. Maybe Niko is going to Falcons because, I don't know, they can get him the Bennett Gesserit. I don't know. But clearly, he thinks that Falcons might be or have the answer. No one on Earth seems to agree or want him to leave. I mean, him hugging m0NESY and saying goodbye after the major had people crying in the replies, but are you surprised? It seems crazy to leave a player like m0NESY behind, but maybe Niko believes that G2 is too many steps away from being that major winning team. Maybe Falcons money will be able to build him the roster he believes he needs to win. The current speculative roster for that team is Niko, Magix, and basically over half of Heroic, and an apparent $6 million deal. And yeah, that could be a major winning team on paper. I'm just wondering if people would want them to. Niko is beloved by so many. Sure, he has his haters given his star power, but I feel like even most people want to see him succeed at least one time at a major. It also helps that he's been on 2 of the most followed orgs in the game. But the reception to Falcons as an organization has been muted at best since the very start. I mean, when Simple played his matches with them, people only gave a shit because it was Simple. They don't care about Falcons. And when there were first rumors of Niko leaving for Falcons back in 2023, and he announced that he was actually staying on G2, he was hailed as a hero for not taking the bag. But now he is, allegedly. Counter-Strike fans have made it abundantly clear that they do not care about Falcons as an organization. It is an AstroTurf team with ties to sports washing for the Saudi government. It is the place players go to accept a paycheck and nothing more. My question is whether or not Niko and his star power and aura can change that opinion about Falcons, or if this move just ends up turning his fans against him. I just feel no compulsion to watch. Like, it feels like there's no history, there's no like Like you want, and especially when it's like a player like Nico or Simple or any of these guys, like you want to see him on the historic orgs.
Yeah.
Like even if he jumped on like a team that came out of nowhere, I still think it would be a little muted. People would be like, okay.